I'm ready for it. It's a big day. This is my day. We're not going to wake up every morning thinking or talking like that, for that is unrealistic. We're human beings. We slide out of bed. We might fall out of bed. We might hit the snooze button. But in this video, we're going to look at the science of motivation, how it works, and how to hack it so we can feel that enthusiastic more often. See, motivation isn't just about willpower. It's a mixture of brain chemistry, psychology, and the environment upon which we're in. Understanding how motivation works scientifically is so important so we can feel more motivated more often. Motivation is controlled by the dopamine system. This is a neurotransmitter linked to reward and goal pursuit. In other words, I want to do something and therefore I am going to do it, and now I do it and I feel great. Well, hey, hence I'm more motivated to do it again or something like it, or perhaps to scale it up a little bit and do another thing. Guess what this sounds like? A game. Yes, it's the game of life. But dopamine must be respected. In a computer game where you have levels and you start very low and you attain and you achieve, you go to the next level. You feel great. It's like, hey, I'm good at this game. Hey, I can do more. Dopamine is a motivational molecule, not just a reward chemical, because dopamine is released before you achieve a goal. And if and when you're making yourself want to pursue it, you can have higher dopamine or lower dopamine. Higher dopamine means that there's more motivation and focus in general, whereas lower dopamine is more procrastination, a lack of drive and low energy. Now that second one, the lower dopamine, kind of sounds like a lot of us in life. We wake up in the morning and we go, oh, it's another day. Great, cool. Oh, what have I got to do today? Oh yeah, I got to be in early to work. So I kind of hit the snooze button or just get out of bed. Just do it. Just get through the motion. Hey, the weekend isn't too far away. So we are motivated, but it's more towards either extrinsic, which could be the money of the job, or is it towards our own, I wish I was here. Now I'm here. This is the job of my dreams. Well, not so for most of us. That's where the low dopamine kicks in. However, if we can get the higher dopamine, more motivation and focus, we're going to achieve more, feel that game of life is more attainable, and we're pursuing goals that are more achievable in the shorter and in the longer term. We're going to feel much better about it and thus be more motivated to continue. So the question is then, how do we boost the dopamine for motivation? Well, we break down goals into smaller, more achievable steps. If we start going, in 5 years' time, I'm going to do this. That's great, but we need to break that down. What are you going to do in the 5th year, on the 4th year, the 3rd, the 2nd, and this year? Now break down this year. What can we do to win this month? And break down the month, 2 weeks, 2 days, to today. And let's just see how today goes. And then tomorrow, we need to change. Even though there's a plan, even though there's a breakdown of goals, the outcome of today might not necessarily more so, actually make us feel good about it. In fact, we go, I can't do this for 5 years. This is just cruelty. It's too much. So we need to alter it. Maybe we need to scale back on things. Because at the end of the day, what dopamine dictates is that we achieve our goal, be it in the shorter or longer term. So try out new challenges if we're looking at life in general. Have novelty, because this spikes dopamine. So if the day is too long, if it's too hard, we need to put a bit of sugar and sprinkle it somewhere along the way, because the sugar is all about us feeling achievement. Therefore, rather than taking sugar all the time through candy or whatever, a more healthier way of doing this is by taking a break, going outside, having a quick walk. Simple things, a cup of tea, coffee, just things that aren't going to disrupt us in our well-being and our health, but we do feel as if we attain this, it's going to be good for us and it's a reward system for us in the short term. Now, I touched on the two types of motivation, intrinsic and extrinsic. I'm going to take the latter first, because this is what's keeping us sluggish and making sure we're not motivated as much. It comes from external rewards, like being praised by others, deadlines, avoiding punishment, and the money. And many of us are looking at better work and more money. Effective in short-term tasks, because, yeah, I'll do that, I'll get the bonus and I'll get the job. Cool, I'll go up along the way. But it's weaker. This extrinsic motivation is weaker for longer-term engagement. It's fueled by recognition, grades, social approval, money. An example would be, say, studying to pass an exam, not because you're truly interested, more so because your parents want you to get out of the house and get a job. Now, if we go back to the former, the intrinsic one, this is what we want, at least to increase more so in our lives. Because increasing this means that we're increasing our internal drive. It's coming from a real deep-seated place. I want this job because I am this job. This is my identity. It comes from personal satisfaction, curiosity, and our passion. Stronger by having this intrinsic motivation for more creativity as well as application to what we're doing in that activity or job. We feel a sense of personal growth. It's fueled by enjoyment, by becoming possibly one day, or even now, the master. Personal values are intertwined with this. Now, this all sounds like they are a perfect person. They have the loopy-doopy life. They are so happy. They're annoying to be around. So we have to be human about it. We have to link in the intrinsic with the extrinsic. We have to go, I like this job. It's pretty cool. Yeah. I feel it's part of me. I love it. But it's also good money. It gets me through the week and towards the month, and the salary is good, and I can buy things and live, and my needs are not concerning me. But I could also do this job somewhere else because, there's probably nicer people over there in the other job. So I'm not totally invested in it. I still have wiggle room for growth here. So that's where you're more an interesting person, and you are not going to be Mr. Boring or Mrs. Super Duper Happy, which really annoys everybody. The reality is, though, motivation does fade. There can be overwhelm. If a goal feels too big, your brain resists starting in the first place. Procrastination can kick in. But if you break it down into tiny steps, the aforementioned goals broken down day to day rather than week and month by month, if you have a lack of dopamine, you can also fail, because if there's no excitement or, say, a presumed reward, or even a reward means then there's going to be no win. You're not going to feel as if you're motivated. The fix here, though, is to set micro goals again and celebrate small wins. Really congratulate yourself. Give yourself an extra walk. Give yourself an extra tap on the back. Give yourself what you really want. If you don't have that immediate reward, your brain will struggle with longing for the long-term reward. So you have to introduce these rewards in the shorter term. So today, after this video, I have to reward myself for getting it done, if indeed it's good enough. And that's up to you. And I hope then that this particular video kicks in with your dopamine, because you've seen the title of the video, and what I've produced hopefully will be giving you some form of education or entertainment towards the topic. And if it does, your dopamine will spike. But it can often not happen because there's a lack of meaning. If we perceive something is what it is and it doesn't become that when we watch it, well, you certainly wouldn't have watched thus far in the video. But if a task feels pointless or your motivation drops, it's very hard to get it back to that level. So how do we hack our motivation? Well, we make it easy to start. We have, like, say, something that we can do in 2 minutes to start the day. Then once that's done, we feel we've achieved. Commit to just 2 minutes in each task, and before you know it, after 20 minutes, you've got 10 tasks done. And then you look at your to-do sheet and you're so happy with the day. If you say to yourself, I'll just read one page, it'll only take a couple of minutes. Well, that's one page, that's solid. One chapter is longer, and a book, we know, can take an eternity. Then if you look at the likes of the Goldilocks rule, where the brain loves challenges just outside your comfort zone. So you need to stretch it a little bit. You need to know your ability and have self-awareness in that regard. If you do, you're going to attain things and you're going to push yourself to attain it. When that happens, you feel absolutely magic. Create dopamine triggers. That means make rewards immediate. Attach small instant rewards to a very difficult task. So when we go back on the 2-minute rule, we might actually have something to do that is very tricky, very difficult, very challenging, and it's not necessarily time-based. This is where we need these dopamine triggers. So say, for example, if you listen to your favorite music only when you are exercising, that means that you cannot listen to that favorite music unless you exercise. So you're pushing yourself to do it. It's a motivation to get the reward during doing the activity. Make it a habit. That means reducing dopamine on motivation. The brain, you see, it loves routines. We're kind of boring. And that's why the likes of artificial intelligence becomes a human creation. Because we know as humans, we like routine. And habits beats motivation over time. So if your motivation to write, say for example, your journal is low, schedule it into your calendar, and then it becomes automatic over time because it's part of your routine. You must do what's on your calendar. Schedule social and environmental cues and leverage them. By doing so, you're surrounding yourself with motivated people in your area, and you're going to learn from them simply because human beings like to share and have friends rather than foes. So these are the ways to hack it. It's going to be a thing. But when you come out of bed tomorrow morning, I hope you bounce a little bit more, come to your feet and realize, yeah, I enjoyed that video because I enjoyed making it for you. So thank you for watching. Please watch more.